Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is just pretty much going to be a TTC update. I just feel like I have a good amount of information to fill you in on. I also am going to take a pregnancy test tomorrow morning, which I'm going to film and then just put it into this video. A lot has been going on. It's a little bit like TMI. It's kind of weird to be filming this, honestly, and like sharing these details with you guys because it is TMI, and so some people may be like, ew, like that's gross. So we're gonna be talking about like, you know, women's periods and stuff. So if you don't want to watch this, click out now. But I do want to just share some stuff with you guys, get your feedback, get your advice and thoughts on certain things because I'm super confused. I'm not very happy with my fertility clinic, so I might be switching fertility specialists, which sucks because I feel like I have to start all over, but I've only been to one appointment, so it's not going to be that hard, but it's still annoying. I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. So last I told you guys, I had gone into the fertility clinic. She did an ultrasound. She saw I think it was called a follicular cyst that could possibly have an egg in it, but she wasn't sure. And she told me that she wanted me to wait till I got my period and to come back in, and she was gonna do another ultrasound and kind of see what happened with that cyst. She told me that I could be ovulating very soon if there was in fact an egg in this cyst. But you know, obviously she wasn't sure. She didn't know if there was an egg in it. So I knew that there was a possibility that I could be ovulating soon. So this happened like over a week ago now, like a week and a half ago, I wanna say, is when I went to go see her. And so for the next week, I took ovulation tests like every single day, pretty much. And I know in one of my most recent videos I showed you guys the ovulation test and it was a positive, and I had been getting positives pretty much all week. So I was like, okay, so this is good. Almost a week ago now, I started spotting. And I mentioned this in one of my last videos as well. And I thought I was getting my period. And so I was like, okay, well this sucks. I'm getting my period. I'm obviously not pregnant. But I knew that once I got my period, I needed to call a specialist and go back in so she could do another ultrasound before doing the HSG test and before getting my blood work done. Like, she made that very clear. She was like, you need to call when you get your period so you can come in and I can do an ultrasound and then you can go do all those tests. And I was like, all right. So anyway, I started spotting like a week ago, and it was very light. Like literally only when I would wipe there'd be a little bit of blood. And so I was like, oh, I'm about to get my period. Well, then over the weekend, because this was on a Friday, it was the same thing. It never got heavier and I never really fully got my period. Like, it just felt like I was just spotting, and it was only when I would wipe. Like, I didn't even need a tampon, you guys. So I was like, this is weird because I never spot. Like, when I get my periods, they're heavy. They're very heavy periods because I don't get them that often. They're irregular. So when I do get them, they're heavy, and I was like, this has never happened. This is so weird, right? So I started Googling and everything and trying to figure out like why I was spotting, and I read up on implantation bleeding, and I'm like, this could totally be that. So then I started getting excited again, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes total sense, right? Like, I had this cyst that could possibly have an egg in it, and I was getting positive ovulation tests, and now I'm having implantation bleeding. Like, I'm probably pregnant. And so I was kind of getting my hopes up a little bit, but in the back of my mind, I was still like, don't get too excited. Like, you know. I read online that implantation bleeding usually is like 2 to 3 days, possibly like 4 days. But I read like at most it's 5 or 6 days, and it's usually done by then, and that's like rare. Usually it's 2 to 3 days, it said. So this happened over the weekend, and it kept happening, and I called the fertility specialist on Monday morning because I was still spotting. And I talked to the nurse, and I was pretty much like, look, I am spotting, so I don't think it's my period because it hasn't gotten heavier. I've had it for like 3 days now. And the doctor said to call when I got my period to come in and do another ultrasound. And she's like, okay, so you got your period, so have you done your tests, like your blood work and HSG? And I was like, no. Like, the doctor told me not to do that until I came in once I got my period, but I don't know if this is my period because it's just spotting. So can you talk to her, have her call me back, you know? And she was just like, yeah, I'll talk to her and have her call you back. And I was like, okay. Never got a call back. She told me she'd call me back in a few hours, and that day I never got a call back. So then on Tuesday, I was like kind of annoyed, and I was like, okay, I'm still spotting. And let me call again and see what's going on. So I called again. She's like, well, if you got your period, she's like, I talked to the doctor and you need to have these tests done that she told you to get, like the blood work and stuff. We can't do anything until you get your blood work. And I had to explain again that my case is different because the doctor wanted to see me when I was on my period. I feel like I keep repeating myself because I kept repeating myself to the nurse, and she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, but I'm spotting, so I don't know if this is my period or not. Like, I need to talk to the doctor and kind of see what she has to say. And she was like, okay, I'll have her call you back. Same thing happened on Tuesday. She never called me back. On Wednesday, I got a call from the nurse, and she was pretty much like, have you picked up your antibiotics and started them for your HSG test? And have you called your HSG test to schedule it since you're on your period? And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I should call and schedule my HSG test because I don't know if this is my period. And I was like, you know, the doctor is supposed to call me back for 2 days now, and I haven't heard from her. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I am still spotting. And now it's been like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's been like 5 or 6 days now, and I'm still spotting, and I still have no idea what's going on. So, she's like, okay, well, do you want to just come in next week? And I was like, I really have to wait till next week. She's like, that's my only availability. So I was like, okay, fine. Meanwhile, I'm so frustrated, you guys, because I knew that when I got my period, I had lots of things to do. Like, I was supposed to go get my blood test. I was supposed to go get the HSG test. And like, if this was in fact my period going on and it's not just spotting, like it's just a really light period, then I needed to know that so I could go get these things done. Because if I miss this cycle, like if I miss this period, then I have to wait till next cycle to go do these tests. So it's like holding everything back. And so I was really annoyed. So the next day I called up again and I was like, look, you need to fit me in. Like, I can't wait till next week. I kind of need to figure out now what's going on. And so she was like, okay, fine, I'll fit you in. And she was kind of giving me a little bit of attitude, not gonna lie. And I wasn't really happy about it. And this wasn't the nurse. I was talking to the, like the receptionist at this point. Like, so she got me in for this morning. Then Alex tells me, oh, I can't watch Cam during his nap. Like, I have a meeting. And I'm like, great. So I called back to reschedule, and they said they didn't have anything else until next Monday. So I was like, okay, fine. So I just made an appointment for next Monday. I could have brought Cam with me, but I really didn't want to because he's a crazy toddler and he would not sit still for 5 minutes in this office. So I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna have to wait till Monday. So that's what's going on. Update is I am still spotting, and it's been like 7 days now and I'm still spotting. So I don't really know what's going on. It has gotten a little bit heavier. Like the past 2 days I would say have been a little bit heavier, but still not enough where I need like a tampon all day. But I'm like, well, maybe I should just take a pregnancy test because maybe it is implantation bleeding and it's just a really long one or something. So let me just take a pregnancy test, because online it said that you can take one like a couple days after you have the bleeding and it should be positive. So yesterday I did take one. I didn't film it because I just was like pretty much 90% sure it would be negative, and I was like, this is stupid. Like, I'm just gonna take one really quick when I was in the bathroom. And so I took like one of those like Amazon strips, and it was negative. So I mean, I'm doubting it's gonna be positive just because I took it yesterday, but I do have an early, not an early result one. I have like a clear blue, like a 5-day early clear blue digital test. I have like a pack of 3. So I think tomorrow morning, since morning urine is the best, it'll be 2 days since I took my last one. So I feel like I'll just take it in the morning and just see if it comes up positive or not, because something is going on with me. I don't know what it is, but it's super weird. And I'm very confused and I'm very annoyed and aggravated. I'm sure you guys can understand from the story that I just told you. This is my period. I'm pretty much just not getting anything done that I needed to get done. So it sucks. So I am gonna go in on Monday and see the specialist, and I think I'm gonna like make up my mind after that appointment. Like depending how the appointment goes, I'm gonna make up my mind whether I want to switch specialists or not. Like I just don't know, but I guess she'll be able to tell me if that was my period or if it wasn't, like what was going on. And I'm also leaving next week for LA for a long weekend. So I think once I get back, I'll kind of have to start up on everything again, but it just sucks because I went to that fertility specialist appointment like kind of hopeful, and now I'm just like, I feel like I'm starting all over again. You guys, I still have a prescription for Provera and for Clomid, and I actually picked up the prescription like a few weeks ago just to have it in case I wanted to take it, and so I have it, and I'm almost thinking of just trying the Clomid again and like not even going back to the specialist, but I don't know. I mean, I know I really should get diagnosed and I should figure out what's going on, but I almost just want to try Clomid again because I have it and see what happens, because I never took that second cycle like I did with Cam, and it worked with Cam. If you guys have any idea what is going on, or if you've ever been in like a similar situation where you've been spotting for a week, just let me know. I mean, it very well just could be my period, but it's just, my periods usually aren't this long. They're usually like 4 or 5 days. So the whole thing is just super strange. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on everything. And I also do want to say, like, I feel like I've been getting some comments saying that like all my videos are about trying to conceive and that it's kind of annoying, and I just want to let you guys know that like this is a huge part of my life right now. Like trying to have a second baby is a big part of my life, and I share this with you guys. Like this is something that is a very personal matter, but I still want to share it with you guys because I know it will help a lot of people out, and you guys help me out a lot. So I'm sorry that a lot of my videos have to do with trying to conceive, but that's just how it's going to be for right now. Until I conceive, and then all my videos will be pregnancy videos. No, just kidding, but not really. That's my little chit chat update. I don't really have anything else to say. Just stay tuned for the pregnancy test that I take tomorrow morning. I'm probably just gonna end the video here because when I do test tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be quiet because Alex will be home, and you guys know I don't like testing when he's in the house in case it is positive. So I probably really won't even like talk in the video. I'm probably just gonna take the test and you'll see my reaction. Just in case it's positive, I definitely wanna get it on film. Hey, thank you guys for all your love and support. Always means the world to me. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.
What happened to us? What happened to all the love we always took for granted? Are we stranded? Is it too late? Is it too late to color feelings that have faded? Complicated. I'm waiting for an answer.